Every night, my mother would chain me up with iron shackles, and yet I never resented her for it. In fact, I cooperated willingly, because I am a werewolf. Every night at midnight, my body would spiral beyond my control, and only by the following morning would I return to normal. Each day, my mother would trim my long, overgrown nails and scrape away the dark fur that had grown over my body overnight. We thought we could go on living that quiet, steady life forever. But then one day, everything went sideways. My mother had an urgent matter at work and had no choice but to leave me in the care of our neighbor. The neighbor, kind-hearted as she was, took one look at my frail frame and decided to pan-fry me a steak. But ever since I was little, my mother had strictly forbidden me from eating meat on account of my condition. As I stood there hesitating, the neighbor promised she would keep it a secret. Those words were all it took. I picked up the meat with my bare hands and started eating. What I didn't realize in that moment was that the werewolf blood running through my veins had begun to boil. When my mother came home, she immediately noticed something was off. The look in my eyes had turned feral and menacing. Alarmed, she wasted no time locking me in my room. The next morning, the inside of the door bore the usual claw marks, but something was different this time. My clothes were shredded and scattered across the floor, and I'd even broken free from the iron chain around my right hand. Seeing this, my mother knew she was losing her grip on me. So she sat me down and told me the truth about who I really was. It turned out she wasn't my biological mother at all. She had only ever been a nanny. My real mother was the daughter of her employer. During a vacation, my birth mother met a stranger at a bar. On the night of a full moon, the two of them made their way to a mountaintop and spent an unforgettable night together. When she woke up, she discovered that the man had transformed into a werewolf and had nearly attacked her. 10 days later, she found out she was pregnant. She tried to track the man down, but he had vanished without a trace, as though he had never existed at all. Then, on the night of a full moon, my birth mother died in childbirth. When the nanny laid eyes on my grotesque appearance, she nearly pulled the trigger on me, but the moment she heard me cry, her heart gave out. She wrapped me in a blanket, carried me to the riverbank, and was fully prepared to abandon me there. But before she had taken more than a few steps, she heard me cry again. That was it. She turned back, scooped me up, took me home, and raised me as her own, all while living in constant fear that my werewolf bloodline would one day break loose. And as it turned out, her worst fear was about to come true. That afternoon, instead of heading home after school, my classmates and I snuck into a shopping mall to play hide and seek. We were completely swept up in the game, laughing and running without a care in the world, until I glanced up and caught sight of the moon hanging in the sky above.